in the hotel, card game in the morning, and then we went and had brunch and mimosas waiting for the cleric. Then Sim helped convince them it was
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm turning down the echo. Okay, so yes, I found out from carousing that in this city, exotic visitors like ourselves stood a greater risk of being abducted and pressed into slavery if we didn't have the mark of some owner like those people-bearing bracelets. So we had the plan to cause a distraction, and by which I mean another orgy.
hey.
That would save us mugging toxic frogmen.
But that went so brilliantly last time.
It went so well, I know. I really wanted to try it again, but I'm a team player, so
Fair enough.
We're going to loot the occupied bodies and hope for the best. I did acquire a tool that'll help us accomplish that.
Yeah, I remember all that.
Okay. So, as you're sitting there having your mimosas, discussing instigating another orgy, coming into the main center of town, which you can see because the mimosa brunch place is just off of the main trading. What do you call that in the center of town where you do all the trading? Totally blanking on it.
Shopping center? I don't know, the plaza?
Plaza. Yeah, plaza, I think is the term
Market.
I was looking for.
Okay.
You do see a woman in kind of grayish black robes with what looks like some traveling companions walking through the center of town. They are quite dirty. They look like they've seen some form of combat coming in. This woman does look like she's human from this distance, but all the auntie around her are giving her noticeable signs of respect, which you should be able to see. And they're going to be heading towards the large ziggurat with the oxodal statues in the front of it as they're walking by.
Okay.
Now then, Sim would like to know, when do you want to start the party?
I mean, the sooner the better, it sounds like, from what Spider was saying. The longer we're walking around being interesting and not quote unquote owned, the more danger we're in. So
he will say, the only problem is most of the people that were involved in the festivities last night are somewhat recovering today. And I could start, but I couldn't guarantee that the people that are working or going about their normal business would be up for it until after their normal work hours are over, from what I've seen with the people we have seen around here.
Tonight's time then?
Yep. And as you're sitting there, you can tell that people are going back and forth. They've got produce coming in and meat coming in, and there's trade happening. There's people coming in with big carts and actually loading them up and moving outside of town after they finish their business. It seems to be like a normal, pretty busy day.
Okay. So I guess we're just biding time then.
It is up to you. Sim is willing to attempt to get the orgy started right now. He's not entirely sure he'll be successful because everyone seems concentrating on commerce right now.
Okay. Well, we can wait then.
And one of the things that had kind of instigated things, and he's actually going to suggest that maybe Spider or Barrett might be interested in doing this, actually Barrett specifically, if he wants to, or Spider, it was Spider that was jumped into the bathing area. If Spider would be willing to do that again and possibly get a whole bunch of naked people running around. That seemed to work pretty well. Sim just knew that a whole bunch of naked people were running out, and then after he started dancing, that Spider was being escorted by a whole bunch of guards. But they seemed to be jovial about it and were making fun of Spider for something involving grung secretions.
Yeah, I don't know what they were talking about. But could probably arrange something.
Another orgy.
I'm gonna definitely need Barrett's help for this one.
What do you need me to do?
Well, if I do a repeat performance, the same guards are gonna spot me, and it won't be as friendly.
I feel like your makeup skills will have to be a little more spot on this time.
Or you yourself just get naked, jump in the pool, and you start it this time.
You don't even got to be naked. You just got to run in there and be crazy.
I'm always up for a challenge.
Just go in there like a cat, jump in the water, thrash around, make a lot of noise.
All right, I start heading down to the water.
Not now.
Yes.
No, we're kidding. No.
I'm overeager. Yeah.
Grab Barrett by the shoulder. No. Hold on. It's not quite the opportune moment just yet, I don't think.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm nervous to leave anyone alone, but Spider, do you think you can do me a favor and kind of keep track of Barrett and Sim and make sure that this orgy doesn't start too soon? Because we work properly.
Yeah, no problem. You go take care of Dogman. He needs some help.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go follow Narga and the cleric. I'll catch up.
So once the lizard lady is out of sight, I'm going to turn to Barrett and Sim and be like, okay, we need to find a mark in this place. I'm not talking some little guys. I mean someone rich. I want magic junk. I want piles of gold. Did anybody see mansions or a palace on their way in here?
Well, there was that other large building that was in the middle of construction. And I did think I saw some other semi-large buildings behind the temple and that building in construction.
Okay, so you've got... Yeah, but they do things like hunt you down and scry for you and curse you.
Sacrifice you, you know.
I want a regular rich person.
A regular rich person. Okay. Sim will also say, while we're looking for that, we should also look for some of that grung powder and, what was it, prime that was going around last night. I think we might be able to, like, send that out into the air when the orgy starts and get things really excited.
I will open my coat and ask what flavor he would like.
Sim is going to go, oh, delightful. I like you. Okay, we'll cut back to Narga and Ro for a moment. It's pretty easy to follow the cleric and her somewhat beaten up entourage. They are being led directly to the temple. They are greeted by the clergy there. No one stops you from entering, as you have already been there before, and assisted in taking out the tiny hag, as they are now referring to the 12-year-old.
Assisted.
Very
polite. I think in this case, hag just means this particular occupation of crazy. It actually. Oh, no. Okay.
Okay, so the cleric walks in and greets the other cleric. Says, I'm sorry, we were somewhat waylaid by a very large golden-looking lizard. We were somewhat unprepared for its ferocity and lost all of our mounts to its gullet. And the other cleric says, well, we are very glad that you have made it safely. Do you need to do anything before you see Anakoana's condition? So a bath would be appreciated before I start delving into the complex energies that might be surrounding her. But they turn around and see you. So, welcome. What can we do for you today?
Just a legitimate beat of awkward silence, like, just.
The cleric that you have met before will say,
okay,
these are a couple of the adventurers that have assisted with the capture and her parents. They have been thrown in jail. The king is looking at possibly sacrificing the father or the mother and placing the child in remedial instruction.
That's polite.
Yep.
Do you think that the parents had a hand in any of it?
That is up to you guys to decide. To Oxodal, our god who shepherds those into the underworld. It is common to, after one of the great games, or to cleanse the spirit, to sacrifice someone. The parents have begged why can I not remember his name right now?
Which one?
Tezomoek, to show leniency for their daughter. They feel that she was influenced and that with some instruction and care that she could be rehabilitated from whatever energies were influencing her. So they are stepping forward in her place and throwing themselves at the mercy of Teko Moak.
Yeah, I was just going to say, me too, because I don't know.
It is a little obscure.
Yeah. I feel like, yeah.
Okay, well, Ro, you have actually rolled really well, which kind of makes sense because your culture has probably been having inroads with their culture for a while, and that even outside of the religion check, you know that your culture and theirs have started to reach the boundaries and have started having a little bit of friction. Okay. So you know that Oxodal is what they consider the opposite of the Serpent Lord. So the Serpent Lord is fertility and life. Their deity that they are referring to, they consider to be the Serpent Lord's brother, but he is kind of like a dark shepherd you to the underworld, demands a blood sacrifice to assist you with other things. And the great game that he had mentioned is actually, it is a sport and everyone loves watching it, but it is also highly involved in religious matters, and frequently someone after a game will be sacrificed to Oxodal.
Right.
So them saying that they are requesting a sacrifice for Anakoana's to assist with getting rid of whatever's happening with Anakoana is actually in line with their religion. The fact that Tekomoak is allowing the parents to step in for the daughter, who was identified as the one with dark energies, is a bit odd.
I was going to say that does seem odd considering everyone knows that it was the little girl.
The two clerics look at each other and then back at you. Well, Oxodal does not have much dealings with Yunogu, to our knowledge. No, not to our knowledge. And the Demon War? No.
Yeah, this happens. Yeah, because wasn't it Sim ate one and the clerics ate one? I remember this now. Yeah, everybody had a mushroom. Well, at least they did.
Well, they had prime dust. The mushrooms are something that Narga had picked up.
Yeah.
That
I just remember for sure Sim wanted to try one when we did all that.
Okay. 20 plus 4 for her. Oh, nope, I did that wrong. Oh no. And it's only... Okay, so
yes,
neither of them have any knowledge of what this is.
Ooh,
the cleric that you had run into before takes one and is looking at it and says, how am I supposed to prepare this? And okay. And yeah, so they're both going to eat it. Okay. Okay. All right, so the male cleric you had met before, a glassy look comes over his face. And he says, oh, all is connected. I am united with everything. And he will turn to Narga and go, may I have more of that for our constituents? Okay.
Super.
No, my mushroom.
No.
Okay. I definitely need to write a note about that down. All right. Give me a second. No, I think the child should be given some unity and become one with the world. Though at this point we are not sacrificing the child. We are putting them in the school.
What is the school?
The female cleric that you have just met, the one that is not acting like a drunk hippie, for lack of a better term, says, well, Tetsu Moak a few years ago had instituted the law that all children will be instructed through various knowledge. They all are going to be taught to learn how to read and write, and then depending on their abilities, will learn further things such as masonry or trade or politics.
I'm sure combat training comes later, Narga.
They are also taught in the ways of martial combat, as well as, if they have the athletic ability, are taught. And well, all the children play the lesser form of the great game. But if they have exceptional abilities, they may be put on a team to participate in the great game.
Oh. No.
It is entirely possible you would. Many of the gnolls, as part of our culture, are participants in it. If it's well, sometimes there is breaking of skulls, and people do get scrapes, but there's not much flaying of skin, though there is a very somewhat hard rubbery ball that frequently hits people in the face. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. And she will... Would you like to accompany me to the bath? I do need to bathe and see Anakuana, but I can share some of this knowledge with you as we go. Okay. So, rubber is made from one of the trees in this area. It's actually sap. And oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Oh, okay. Bye, Narga, I guess. I'm not just going to follow people to the bath.
Her traveling companions, one of them will look to you, and he is going to say, we are also going to find food and bath, but here is the paper notes and the sketches of the thing that attacked us, and provides you with about 5 sheets of handwritten notes in common with some sketches in it with like tiny people drawn next to it. So
For scale.
Yeah, for scale. It does look like a very large iguana, except it's got kind of a weird mane, kind of like almost like snake tails on its head.
Okay.
And it looks like its shoulders are about twice the size of a human.
Huh.
And its length, if you were to lay a human down, would be about 6 to 8 human lengths before the tail. Mm-hmm. So very large lizard, and the notes are describing it as having golden scales with green and teal mixed in. And the notes do say that it swallowed their mounts whole and then tried to roll over them and squash them.
What would I roll to see if I recognize? Survival?
Nature or survival?
I'll definitely do survival.
You've heard of some smaller lizards like this called Jagras, but this...
Quiet. That's what I assumed.
yeah, I'm a big nerd. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I always see when you guys are streaming Monster Hunter World.
Yep. But this is much larger than the Jagras that you're familiar with. The jaguars you're familiar with are about a large hound size.
Okay. Since I kind of recognize it, but don't really, I mean, unless they ask for the papers back, I'll hold on to them and make a mental note to bring them to a certain dwarf the next time I see him.
Okay. So we will go back to Spider and Barrett and Sim at this point. Go ahead and give me an investigation check. And since I'm assuming Sim and Barrett are going to be assisting you, either Barrett can roll an investigation as well, or if one of you has a higher investigation, you can roll with advantage.
Go for it, Barrett.
What?
It was investigation, or what was the other one?
If one of you has a higher investigation, you can roll with advantage, or both of you can roll an investigation.
What's your investigation?
I got a -1.
You have a -1 in investigation?
Oh my gosh, who has a -1?
Well, of course you do, Narga.
-1, that's ridiculous.
Okay.
No, but it's a 1. I'm just like, I don't know why I assumed
I'm a
this,
dual
that the
wielding
ranger.
dwarf, not a.
Oh, that's right.
Arrow.
That's right.
not
Apologies.
I'm a dual wielding dwarf, not a pointy stick dwarf. Thank you.
Oh my god.
Okay. Well, with the 15, Barrett, you do notice some people in very elaborate robes. They seem to have a lot of gold and silver on them. They do not have the slave bracelets on. And they do seem to be doing a little bit of shopping, but they seem to be perusing more. They have about 6 people trailing them, and as they're making purchases, the people are taking them and then running off to one of the buildings behind the temple.
They're taking what and running off?
As this couple is shopping, they're taking the packages and taking them off to a building on the other side of the temple.
Do I know what's in? Can I try and see what's in any of these packages, like going up to the market?
As you guys are walking along, you should be able to see they are buying expensive cloth. They are buying various spices and food items.
Rich people stuff.
Yeah. They seem to be... Most of what they're buying seems to be higher end stuff, but a lot of it is food and beverages. It looks like they might be prepping for some sort of event.
I can turn to Spider and just kind of note, like, where do you think these are all being, or who are these all being brought to?
I don't know. Maybe they got a. I don't know. No idea. We could go find out, or we could cause a distraction and just like pick their pockets.
I feel like the last time I just caused a distraction, it didn't go too well. So I think we're better off trying to follow these guys.
But we've got Sim with us now. He's a master of distraction.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. And you do have more mushrooms?
We just have to have him go up and talk to them. Super distracting.
All right, I think we'll be relying on Sim at this point.
Okay. Does anyone have an idea what Sim's performance would be?
Oh god.
Yes, Scott? Okay. So Sim trots off to speak to the couple. It has them laughing and touching his shoulders within just a few moments. And he talks back and forth with them, takes out his pan flute, and does a little dance and tune for them. And then they hand him some sort of envelope as they laugh and trail off. Sim trots back over to you. He goes, "Here you go, sir. We are invited to the party."
Okay. That's not how pickpocketing works, but good job.
You achieved the goal anyway.
They
Yeah.
said that the event is going to start with 2 lesser teams of some of the games.
Oh. Games. That sounds fun. I bet there'd be some betting going on. So we can use their money to bet. This is great. I like this town.
I'm sure Narga loves games. He's probably already involved.
And you know what? After the games, sounds like a good time for everybody to relax and do drugs and have an orgy.
Yes, this town is right up our alley.
We're just never gonna leave.
You know what? If things work out, we can start our own guild here.
Our own guild, really?
Oh, good.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it plays out.
Okay.
So, I guess we could try doing some actual pickpocketing in the meantime.
Okay, would you like me to provide a distraction again?
Yes. Let's try again. And while he's doing that, I will be plotting with Barrett a potential escape route if I get caught. I'm going to run for that alley. You stand over here. If somebody chases me, you trip them. Get in the way, whatever. And I'll meet you over there because I'll climb up the wall.
Okay. So, Sim does start an actual performance, and he is using light illusion magic to go along with it. So he is dancing and playing his music at the same time and garnering people's attention around him.
Okay. Targeting the wealthy and the merchants.
All right. Go ahead and first give me an investigation check,
Ooh, that's a bad idea.
and then your pickpocketing check.
Whose idea was that?
All right.
We're not a team of investigators, are we?
No.
I'm pretty sure you've discovered our weakness.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So you
Yeah.
do successfully lift someone's pouch. It actually has more coin in it than what you would expect for how they are dressed. And as you walk away, you could see that they have a silver bracelet on their wrist. And you will get 14 gold pieces in the pouch, along with what looks like a ring with a ruby on top of it.
Okay. I will now be targeting silver bracelets.
Okay. All right.
That was a 14 and a ring with ruby. Okay.
Hanging back, I point Spider to the next victim, looking noticeably, noticing the silver bracelets.
Trying to
I
help.
point out another.
All right. So your next sleight of hand. All right. You are once more successful. This time you get 15 gold pieces.
Okay.
All right. To make this a little quicker, I'm going to roll one more d20, which I'm pretty sure you're going to beat. So go ahead and roll one more sleight of hand for pickpocketing. And this time you get 23 gold pieces.
It only gets better and better.
Oh yeah, pretty lucrative today. And after a little while of Sim playing, the crowd starts to disperse once more, but with his assistance, you were able to get quite a bit.
Perfect. All right. So we'll meet back up and divvy it up a little bit.
Okay. Okay.
So those silver bracelets, I'm guessing those are like personal retainers or something. You think?
Yeah, probably ownership.
All right. So
But it doesn't explain why they have so much coin.
what would I roll to get an idea of what that ring might be worth?
What would that be? Would you have a suggestion, Scott? I'm kind of blanking on what trying to figure out the worth of a ring would be. He's not it doesn't sound like it's a gold ring with a ruby on it. Yeah. So what would he roll if he's trying to determine roughly how much it would cost? Okay. Okay.
Nice.
All right. Well, I'll split the gold with those two, and I'll hang on to the ring so I can get it appraised.
Okay.
So,
how much are you giving to each of them?
21 each.
21 each. Okay. All right, we are going to skip back over to Narga and the cleric woman, who is still waxing a little bit poetic about rubber. I'm Deirdre Fairlane. Deirdre's fine. Oxatl is my god. I am a cleric of Oxatl. So I think maybe we misunderstand each other. Oxatl is not chosen a side in the demon war because Oxatl is a god, not a demon. Well, if you're talking about between the Serpent Lord and Oxatl, then the Oxatl is, of course, on Oxatl's side. If you're talking about the Raven Queen and no, I'm talking. No, I'm talking about the Serpent Lord, the... Okay. Absolutely. It has been a long journey. I will tell you, as she does start talking actually about the king here and how she really loves the program he has set forth about the training of the children, where it used to be, and she's just talking to Narga because she has no reason not to trust him at the moment, though she probably should. But she talks to Narga about how the previous rulers, if you were a slave, and you would be born into a slave if your parents were slaves. Well, Tetsukomak has declared that you cannot be born as a slave, that you are going to go to school and you're going to be a proper part of the culture. And that she really loves this about this current ruler. Yes. And since Narga is listening so very well, she will also start talking to you about the ongoing competition between the Serpent Lord and Oxodal, and their strife over the Yonti folk themselves. Okay. Okay. So I will remind you as you're walking into the baths, they are public baths. Okay. Okay.
It's a relevant bad decision, but I know.
He's already seen enough this week.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay. I am going to need
Killing
a
the
moment before you enact this.
I should have done with
Just a moment. We're gonna let me grab something, and then we're gonna shift back to Ro for a moment while I figure this out.
Bro, a terrible feeling. Almost like God damn it, Narga. Do I need to get a leash? I'll get a leash. I will. I mean, understandable, but his character arc is just going to be maybe learning not to attack people. Like that's the extent.
All right, so Ro, what are you up to while your group is getting up to all of this shenanigans?
I mean, oh my god, I wish Ro had had a reason to go with to that damn bath now. So, would I have gotten a feeling? Oh, okay, then I would. Okay, then yeah, she'll follow.
Or set houses ablaze.
Sounds easier. You're squished.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe noticing a shift in his posture or some kind of tell that she recognizes now would hurry up just that little bit to catch up.
Okay.
And I guess just kind of be prepared Yeah, I hear this hyena giggle echoing down the hall or something, and I'm like, oh shit. Just speed up that little bit to, I don't know, be prepared, I guess. Is there anything natural around? Like, what's the building made out of? The halls and everything? Or
It's made out of stone with, dang it,
is that a...
druid.
I don't know enough about druid craft yet to know if I could use that. Okay.
There are plants in the area. Give me a second.
Okay. I've got it up now. I can do very little. Okay. Shoots. I don't know. I was thinking like make something spring to life and contain you or something, but that does not look like that's going to happen. I can make a flower blossom. Isn't that nice?
Seed pop open.
So what are you wanting to attempt to do?
I was thinking more looking around to see what I could use as a distraction to maybe, just kind of reorient Narga so that the cleric can go away, maybe without noticing that he's trying to kill her.
Okay.
Since I doubt I can just grab him and be like, hey, can you not kill this random person without explaining to me why, without her overhearing that and then being concerned. So, yeah, but I don't know. What counts as...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why she's just... I'm not doing anything yet, just preparing. That's what I was asking, what's around.
Okay. So you are going to have a little bit of a chance because while this is a public bath, she is going to go into one area that most of the women are in, and Narga will be directed to the area the men are in.
Okay.
To actually like rinse off before getting into the communal bathing water.
Really? Okay. Is it necessary to wash off before going, or can I just enter the area without...
Well, you can enter the female area, and the cleric is actually disrobing and starting to actually wash herself with like a bucket of water and then rinsing off before going into the center bathing area.
Okay. If I can, just not say anything to her, but slip past and then wait at the central bathing area, maybe near where I know the men would exit.
Okay.
I just am looking to intercept him, really. Like, I'm getting a bad vibe.
Okay. Why is this not working well? Oh well. I just don't know the... There we go. Probably.
Everything. Yeah, no. Are there little cubby holes?
Little stone.
Yeah, they've got stone cubby holes for your stuff.
There's a little pile of towels, like when you go to... They're the really shitty,
Little hot
overwashed, over-bleached, falling apart. But here's your towel.
Little hot tag.
Yeah. We know you guys are gonna trash it. This is all you get.
It's like burlap sack.
Look, Narga probably just does the dog thing and shakes it all off, and
Like everyone else around.
yeah, right. And then sunbathe like a cat. The first half, the second half, and then you're good.
Yes.
So as you walk up, just humming to himself, he walks around in public. I would try and grab his attention. Hey, Narga. I don't know how to put this. What are you feeling right now? Okay, see, I was worried about that. What do you mean you're on a holy mission? What is who's invading? What demons? What's happening? Okay. Yeah, I'm getting that. Narga, do you see things that maybe aren't there, or she's trying to really carefully broach the possibility that maybe, actually I'm assuming she wouldn't know anything about his religion or about the demon war or anything like that.
You could do a
Do a
religion check on it.
Okay. Hmm. Okay. Do you think you see one now? I'm not tricking you, Narga. I promise you. I'm real. I want to know what your holy mission is, because the last time you had, we'll call it an episode, you set a few fires and issued a challenge. You did fix it, and I thank you for that. I just want to make sure nothing like that happens again without us talking first. Okay. Yes. Okay. Why is she a bad thing? Ah, and she worships the ladder. So you're going to kill her. Can you do that without hurting anyone else? Could you give me a second to try and make sure that you don't hurt anyone but her? Because we don't know if they're innocent or not. You wouldn't want to accidentally kill a good person. I was trying. Well, if you don't mind, just give me a quick moment to try. I know. I appreciate you being patient with me for just a second. And then to my question, what counts as a quote unquote harmless nature related sensory effect?
So you can get really creative with this. This is the druid's version of
Prestidigitation, right?
yeah. So you can you could probably distract Narga with the smell of like his favorite meat.
Okay.
You could make the area suddenly have a specific type of blossom just falling around you. You can actually use it to determine the weather of the next day.
Okay. I'm actually with Rose true actual orientation and like goals now supports Narga in trying to kill this cleric because she worships the opposite of my god. So she should die because that's a bad thing to do and be, but she doesn't want anyone else to get hurt. So I was actually thinking about trying to create something or make it look like there's something in the water that would scare everyone else out before this cleric comes out.
That is entirely possible. I would say you could probably use it to make it look like it would actually be a plant that you'd be controlling.
Yeah.
But you could probably make it look like there's a giant something in the water.
Something that's extremely like poisonous or contagious. I don't know if it would be indigenous to the area that they would all recognize right away.
Or you could actually lower the temperature of the water where all the Yuan-ti would want to get out because they're semi-cold-blooded like you.
Okay, yeah, then I would do that. I'll lower the temperature of the water to the point that everybody leaves if that works.
Yeah, they all start getting out because who wants to sit in cold water?
Yep. Okay. I guess once I see that everybody's out, I'll turn to Narga and be like, I'll lift it so that the water can be the proper temperature again, I guess. And say,
okay.
She's all yours. Just try not to hurt anybody else and go back in.
Okay. Okay, by all means, where did everyone else go? She says as she's lowering herself into the water. Wait. What? All right. You can go ahead and do one action before you roll for initiative.
I'm actually dying.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, you should.
I just helped murder.
But they're bad people.
They are difficult for me.
Yeah, that definitely hits. She's not wearing her armor right now.
I personally am wrapped with guilt.
Oh.
Yeah, she's in the water. Both of those hit.
He's dead as shit.
She melts.
She doesn't even have time to scream. She is dead. And the necrotic damage has actually caused a good portion of like parts of her arm and face to be like disintegrating away. Due to Ro lowering the temperature of the water and getting everyone else out, they would be complaining at the staff. So you probably have just a couple minutes before one of the staff members come in. But Deirdre is dead.
Narga, let's go. Ro does a real quick little prayer. Oh, me cringes. Ro doesn't give a shit, but she offers real quick prayer and thanks to the sun god for allowing this to go well, and hope that this woman's soul can be redeemed, and also leaves and meets Narga outside the changing rooms as they walk away, I guess.
Okay, so as you're walking through the front area, like the lobby area, you've got a whole bunch of people complaining to the front staff about the water dropping in temperature and that there might be a problem with the hot spring.
Bye. Grab arm, pull down like child, like toddler, murderous toddler. Drag you out.
Just grab him by the.
I can't. Actually, I could reach the scruff technically, but no. I'll grab his hand. Like, thank you, Narga. Let's go find Spider.
Okay.
And Barrett's him. Very well, Narga. Very proud of you, Narga. Oh, I hate it.
Oh, man.
All right.
Ooh.
No. The whole point for me playing this character was to be so unlike all the others that I've always played. So this is perfect, actually. Playing someone uptight but super cool with murder is not familiar to me.
Yeah.
Roll.
Just
Yeah.
straight up. Regardless if he's a psychopath, she agrees with the morals of it. That's the problem. She's like, that's fine.
It's totally fine.
If it was the opposite, she'd have fought you. But no, you're going after the bad guy. All right. That's it then. I guess we'll go to try and find Spider then.
Oh, man. And the Paladins and Pajamas crew has problems with Mist trying to kill assassins. This is so totally different.
We're right away just like, not letting this get out of hand.
Yeah. Well, admittedly, that's why Mist has been way more aggressive, is because
Learned the lesson.
Well, they kept kicking the problems down the road, and I mean, we can have that whole conversation offline. But, so, Spider and Barrett.
Yes. You know. Who are you murdering this afternoon?
We are being very well behaved, obviously.
Yeah, just stealing.
So where did you decide to go after the pickpocketing and getting of invites to games and parties?
Bear, did you have any thoughts?
I think having the invites, I don't know, how formal are these games? Do we need to buy cloth? Like, do we need to buy cloth wares or blend in? Are we going to participate in these games? Or what shall we do in these?
You're right. We need more information. To the tavern.
All right, to the same tavern where you had spoken with the human woman before?
Yes.
Okay. So you head back in. It is, at this point, mid-afternoon. You've got various workers coming in that are ordering food and beverages. Same woman is behind the counter, serving drinks. She greets you once more. What would you like for today?
More of that red dwarven for my friends and I.
Okay. That'll just be a silver, and she'll go and pour it and bring it out for you.
I'll pay her and tip her.
Okay. So as you're sitting, I won't have you roll for this because the various workers would be talking about it. They would be talking about the games expected this evening.
Okay.
Just listening, you would be able to pick up that sounds like the games are anticipation of the sacrifice of some human that had come into town and whose daughter was influencing the Princess Anakuana. That it should be a decent game. One of the teams is mostly comprised of gnolls. The other team seems to be comprised of Yonti. And that the... Scott, do you remember what I called the gnoll woman before? I'm having trouble remembering. Okay, I will have to rewatch the stream then of our last game for that, because I forgot to write it down. But the gnoll woman that Narga had interacted with before is the captain of the gnoll team.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
So it does sound like, for the game at least, everyone is invited. The party afterwards seems to be a specific event that the people that Sim talked to were throwing. Sim will say, as they are talking around him, though, that the couple he was talking to are actually the patrons of the Knoll team.
Hmm.
I turn to Sim. Are these invites to both the games and the after party, or are these just for the games?
Well, the invites are just for the after party.
Anyone can go to the game.
Okay.
So
I turn to him and ask him, "Are you as good at making clothes as you are taking them off?"
Oh no, I have no skill at sewing.
But you do know fashion.
Are you
Absolutely.
Yes.
The highest fashion, of course, is just some flowers on your head.
asking? No.
And Velcro pants.
Easy ass.
Oh! Easy removal armor. Best thing ever. We call it stripper armor. So, Ro,
Yes.
would you go ahead, unless you and Spider would have discussed this tavern before, go ahead and roll an investigation check to figure out where they are.
I'll ask you to help me as well.
Okay.
Because all my shit talking about his investigation score. Oh, I knew it. I was like, I jinxed it.
Yeah, he is aiding you, so he is acting.
Thank God.
Oh yeah, you too. Yes, you do.
Oh my God, this is great.
You
Okay.
can still smell the burning flesh.
Okay. Well, look at this place. I bet this is where they want to meet us. Yeah. Hey, what's up? What's your name? Hey, actually. Anytime we pass a stall, you just more food. Ro actually will make conversation with the hobos around the trash fire. Just kind of low key. How y'all doing? What's up? These games. You know, how's the weather? Just stall for time.
Yep. Things are well. Looking forward to the games. It's going to be, at least a little bit of distraction from this. Do you have any of those meat on a stick for us?
If he doesn't offer them some meat, I would. determine. No mushrooms.
Okay.
That's fine. As long as we give them some food.
Yeah. They become a little more talkative after that, though the conversation for them is centered around the two teams that we're going to be playing tonight.
Okay.
And Narga, you do recognize the name of the team captain of the Knoll team.
Light shower or blood bath?
Well, no tarps. They actually do this kind of spell to create a invisible barrier, so you can still watch, but you're not going to get hit in the face with the ball or get tackled by someone jumping off one of the walls. Okay, so they are going to describe it. The game is played in a cube with a net in the center.
Yeah.
You've got teams of 3 on each side. When they say that when they serve, you can't hit it off the other person's back wall or the ceiling, but you can hit it off the side wall so long as it's on the other side of the net. Yes! Their sacred great game is volleyball.
Whoa.
And that if you manage to spike it into another team's face, that you actually get extra points. So the hobos go, you would think that, but the Yanti team, they're actually really quick on their feet, even though they can't quite jump as high, but they are squirrely. They will bounce it off both side walls before it'll actually hit an opponent. It is. I'm glad you like it.
I love it. I'm dying. The stone circle on the side that it'll go through. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. As soon as you started describing it, I was like, I'm trying to sit here and not nerd out on the anthropology of it all. I'm trying to keep it low key. I'm really. I'm behaving. So, oh my god, yes. Just a mishmash. Doesn't have the elasticity that we would need. Nice try.
Shows how little you know.
All right. So, I mean, Ro isn't a fantastic conversationalist, to be super honest. So, when they're done talking, she's done talking.
Okay.
There's no information to fish for, so I guess they're just gonna hang out and wait where they're sure Spider and Barrett are gonna. Trojan. He was gonna get the
I
hat.
missed that
You
one.
get the hat. Yeah. Yeah. Well, this was where I'm assuming this is where they want to meet us. Did they say something to you? A home base. That's fair. How about we go back to the hotel we were at last night then? And that can be our new. Okay, we'll go there. I liked the cookies. You didn't lose all of them. I just took a couple. Breakfast. I have a new game I'll show you. It involves sex. When we get there and eat, I'll show you how to play. No. Just matching numbers. All right, so I guess we'll do that. We'll go back and check into that same hotel. Ask for the same thing.
Yep,
And
same
just-
price. Yeah.
They never.
So Narga and Ro are not going to start hearing the rumors, but Spider and Barrett are. After sitting there for a bit and enjoying your ale, someone does come in crying out that there's been someone's been killed at the bathhouse. They're investigating possible acid leak into the actual hot springs. They're shutting them down, and everyone's going to have to bathe at the river for a while.
Yeah, acid would make sense.
Yep, so they are investigating, and I'm only saying they're investigating it as a possible acid infestation because you guys did it so well to not have any witnesses.
Well, I will turn to Barrett and be like, I was just at that bathhouse the other day.
I wonder if I caught something.
I could have died.
Oh, snap.
Man, I'm glad it wasn't me.
I chug my beer nervously and
Oh,
that
shit.
can't be a coincidence.
Really? Oh, yeah, I would have told you guys where we were going.
Yeah.
Shit.
So what is your passive perceptions as well, by the way, Spider and Barrett?
Mine is 14.
Okay.
15.
Okay.
Something. We're gonna mess this town up so bad.
Okay, so you do see a green grung that's paying a little more attention to you two than would be normal. They are
Well-
sitting with 4 other grung having mushroom snacks and bugs, but this green grung seems to be a little more interested in you guys than seems normal.
Do I know what color green was?
Is that the make you high kind?
I squirm a little bit.
Ooh.
Okay.
Get me.
I think that was the one.
Oh boy.
Okay. So, what would you guys like to do?
Where are you guys actually? I completely.
We're at my hangout where we hide from the group leader.
They are at the ugliest dwarf pub.
I am going to have to chat with you and figure out where the hell we're gonna meet if we keep splitting up. This is why you don't split up.
So,
We're not smart enough to find you again.
what do you want to do about them toadstools over there?
Racist.
Can we I try to see what they're drinking and kind of turn to Sim. Maybe we can like slip something in their drink if we need to. I know Spider has all these different powders and shrooms now.
Oh, you want to get them high?
Yes.
You would.
That'll be interesting.
Grung get high? I mean, they're in themselves that product, right?
You could do a nature check for that.
You should have been a rogue. Just saying.
I say we both multi-class each other.
Honestly, I was thinking that. Because the only other times we've played, he's been a rogue. It's like instinct. Huh?
Okay,
Yep. Yeah, you don't know.
that lagged out.
I'm nearby. I'm tanking.
Yeah, I'm only
So-
taking that first number.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was.
Okay, so
It
the
happens.
drinks that the grung are drinking seem to be a little bit more fluorescent in color.
How about we do this the old-fashioned way? Sim, why don't you hop up on the bar and start performing,
There you go.
Yep.
Do a
and
little
we'll slip out. We'll
Oh my
slip
God.
out the back.
Tipping.
Put that stripper armor to use.
He's only wearing his little vest now, I think. If I remember
Like
right.
scanty,
We'll-
like,
We'll slip out back.
one thread.
The one button.
Okay.
We'll slip out back. We'll meet you out front and down to the right.
Are we starting the orgy already?
I turned to Spider and
Sim thinks so.
it might be about time we show Ro these invitations.
Yeah, so Sim's going to take a little bit as he does a. Yes.
Yes.
Yep. He's going to be. Oh yeah. So you guys might see the owner of the pub come out just before you guys leave. It is actually a fairly ugly dwarf. He's starting whispering back and forth with the human woman behind the counter, and they're like taking notes. They're
Oh my God, this is working. We could do this on Tuesday nights and bump up.
and I'm going to have to text Chester.
Hey Chester, do you want to start a chain of strip clubs? How do you feel about that? The answer is yes if I can be in on the performing and or the after parties.
The answer is, do you mean in real life or in the game?
Because the answer to both is of course. Yes, same answer. It's a yes.
Okay.
And he's not here to defend himself. Perfect.
That's some like really clever, scantily named
Oh,
establishment
some really.
now. Yeah.
Oh God.
The horny toad.
Yep.
Rose probably not asleep just yet because she's wanting to actually meet up with Spider and get these bracelets, this bracelet thing taken care of. Thank you. I'll take them and make sure to super not breathe them, but study them and see if there's anything that I do recognize about them.
Oh, that's going to be really interesting when Llewellyn contacts you in another couple days. It's going to be interesting.
Is it just like a bag or? just something a little right. Then she would handle them carefully as well and wrap them up or something and tuck them away until she can find something a little more secure for them.
Okay. So, Spider and Barrett, do you head back to the hotel that Ro had rented from before?
Yeah.
Yeah, once we get Sim back with us, we'll head back.
All right.
Make sure we're not being followed.
Yeah, Sim was too good at distracting everyone. So at this point, you are not being followed by the Grung.
It's so useful having a stripper on the team. Like, really, I didn't think about that, but you know.
Okay, when you enter the hotel area, they direct you to Ro's room because you were companions in the prior night.
Oh, this weird lizard lady's got a lot of dudes in that room, but they're not part of the orgy. I wonder what that's about.
Yeah.
Weird. All right. So I'm still awake when you guys come in. I don't know if Narga would wake up upon your entrance or not, but okay. How did getting the bracelets go? Straight to it with Spider.
So it is still like mid-afternoon, by the way. So.
Oh, it is. Sorry. Yeah. Not asleep. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I thought it was evening by now.
Yeah. No, well, I wanted to clarify because not quite enough time had gone by yet.
Yes. No. Thank you. So first of all, what do we say to this being where we meet up in case we split up again, but like this will be base 1 and then worst case scenario, leave the town and no, Narga, it's okay. How not base? Base is the wrong word. How about meeting room? This will be our meeting room.
Sim will pipe up. Might be better actually use the ugliest dwarf. We're going to have some great opportunity there.
I'll get Spider. What do you think? I haven't been to the ugliest dwarf yet, so.
Well, yeah, I was going to invite you.
I'd rather be
I hate to interrupt you, but so while you two were having fun at the temple, we went shopping. Oh yeah, you got to avoid the bathhouse. There was an acid outbreak or something. They've closed it all off. I know, so was I.
I'm glad we missed it. Hug Narga, and I'll just like hand on shoulder, kind of like push him to sit back down on the rug. I'm so, oh my god, we were just there. I know. Isn't it good that we avoided it? Let's not think about the bathhouse anymore. That could have been really bad for us. I'm glad we got out of there.
Yeah.
Sorry. Damn it, Narga.
So, we made some friends, and we got an invitation to the after party for the game.
Okay.
So we thought that'd be a good distraction to start our side party.
Okay, that sounds good.
Now, Spider, of course, realizes that the people at the side party probably won't be wearing bracelets, but he also realizes they'll probably be rich, so he won't say that.
All right.
Ro, you would know that if it's a after party, from what you've seen with the difference in classes, that they're probably going to be dressed up.
Okay. So Ro has royal robes and has all the aristocratic nonsense that she needs. But how are we doing this then if we got these invites? Sim, I assume, is the one who got them.
Oh yes, we just get to go to the party. We get to dress up. Well, I suppose we might have to get a few cloth-like items. These guys are a little scruffy looking.
Yeah.
Who's scruffy looking?
You nerf her.
Oh, desperately thinking of something else Narga could do where he wouldn't murder people. Not coming up with something. Damn.
Well, the party is going to be for celebrating Anakuana waking up after the sacrifice. The party is going to be happening actually kind of during the sacrifice.
That Anaquana, pardon me, that was the one that Nargith associates with the demon? No. Okay. Was it Ashadal that he thinks is it?
Nadia was the 12-year-old girl.
Okay.
Anakuana is the daughter of the king who is in a coma.
Right.
Oxodal is...
Wait, they're sacrificing her? I misheard names. Sorry. Okay. Stay in character. All right. Well, so I guess a few of us, those of us who can get away with it, with these invites to the party, the rest could be our entourage. Does Narga want to stop sacrifice?
Well, what if they taught her?
Yeah. Hmm.
I don't know how
Sounds-
to dress up a pup for an after party.
Well, if we can convince them that the parents had nothing to do with leading the girl down this path towards haghood, perhaps we could stop the sacrifice, but they would likely just pick someone or something else to die in their place. I think this is just a translation issue. This is just a
No.
language barrier.
That's about right.
You're not helping me. I think they're using hag here to refer to that evil energy that you saw in the little girl.
There's also duchesses are right there under the queen, around the hag area.
So Sim is giggling a little bit. So they're probably actually referring to a Fey hag, you know, powerful spellcaster, shapeshifter.
Yes, that's what they're talking about.
Just kind of growls a little bit, just frustrated.
I mean, it's a sound plan, except for the part where they would then probably kill you.
He wandered off for a moment. Sorry.
It's okay. I'm also trying really hard, not to metagame with D&D, but just with what I know culturally about how this would work if that were to happen, because it did. And I'm like, okay, no, I wouldn't know that. So then actually, yeah, Ro wouldn't even make that point. And she would just say, actually, yeah, that might work. Narga, if you want to do that, that's fine by me. Yeah. Yep.
Isn't that going to get us all in trouble?
Might want to have someone looking after Narga.
Narga. Shh. Narga.
Because I mean, if he breaks in and stops the sacrifice, then there goes our distraction for robbing this place. I mean, that is what we're here for, right?
Well, we're not here to rob them. Okay, so here's the thing. I think we all have very different motivations, right? The thing that we're focusing on isn't just robbing the rich blind. I know that sounds cool. What all we want from them? No. We don't need to kill them. Damn it. We just need bracelets. We don't actually even need to go to this fancy party. We just need to get, since they wouldn't be wearing the bracelets because they are higher up. We need the people on the street. We need their bracelets for security, yes? Why are we going to this party exactly? What was the, other than robbing them? Because you were like, why not rob the rich? That sounds
I don't know,
fun.
with spiders.
Who has? What are your wisdom scores?
I've got a 4.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's pretty good. So at least the +4 and the +2 for and +1. Well, not you, but Spider and Ro.
Yeah.
You know that getting an invite has, yeah.
We're not book smart, we're all street smart.
Yeah. So
We haven't proven it yet.
Sim actually getting you an invite to this, you wouldn't necessarily all need to get bracelets. In fact, you might be able to get the bracelets in a way legally if you come off as the royalty that you actually are. That it is entirely possible they would respect that and assume that your entire party is actually your entourage with not...
Which, to be fair, is true.
It actually is.
Yeah.
And by going to the party, you would lay the grounds that even if they aren't slaves, they are part of your entourage. And if anyone touches them, then they would have to deal with the political ramifications of you.
Okay. Why are you, wait, hold on. Why I gotta kill the kid? Well, the child was being influenced into doing evil things. Does that make them irredeemable? Yes. We know that it's, Sim told us that he could tell that it was a hag. Yes. Sure.
We'll say, well, then we just need to lure the hag out.
How would we do that? With an orgy. I'm joking.
Even I don't know. I mean, they they seem focused on this Anakoana person. Maybe it's connected. I don't know.
That's the princess. You know, the guy who's in charge here, his daughter, the one that was in the coma. That one. Mini Queen, yes. I actually don't know if there is one. That does sound strange, doesn't it? There must be a queen and we just haven't met her yet. She's probably busy. Ro wholeheartedly agrees with this. She's just like, actually, yeah, no, that makes really good sense. I can't believe I didn't even think about that. She does. She also comes from a very matriarchal society. It makes sense to her. Like, yeah, of course.
And
The both of us are just like, yeah, of course. Head vision chart.
how was there any order?
How was that? Yeah, no wonder things are falling apart. Maybe we could advise him at some point. So I think there's already a queen. We'll figure that out later though. Let's focus on the hag. Sim, would you know what we could do to try and drag the hag out? I know we can't wake up Anna without killing the hag first, right?
I don't believe so. We might be able to do some sort of ceremony and possibly reconnect with the Feywild, which I'm not totally wild about right now, considering, I just got out of there. But we could do that. We just have to, be prepped for things coming through. Oh, no. Feywild is amazing. It's a party all the time. But, I want to explore before I assume my position.
Oh, good point, though.
I still have this bloody doll as I throw it to Narga,
I was gonna say,
like
do
a
you
chew
still have
toy.
Oh, don't chew on it. You don't know whose blood that is. Narga. Is there some way we can use this to lure the hag out?
Maybe. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not used to luring hags. I mean, they're not, the most enjoyable fae to party with. Mostly because they like eating entrails and aren't very good at dancing and are kind of downers all around.
They don't sound fun. It's all about your son.
Are you sure you're not the hag?
Oh my god. He's been the hag all along.
Okay. Oh.
Well, if we want to save the parents, we need to get the hag. And if that's your priority over the bracelets or over figuring out securing our safety, all right. Somewhere in there. Food important. I would hate to split up to hunt that hag. But maybe we could do something during that ceremony to draw her out. It's kind of like Feywild. Or Wild Fae? Feywild?
Yep, Feywild.
Feywild. Mm-hmm.
That is true.
The little girl could serve as bait if they're still connected. The parents, I don't think, would serve. We could talk them out of that. Yeah, same.
Absolutely. The little girl is definitely better bait than the parents would be. Well, if you are able to initiate some sort of ceremony that opens the link to the Feywild, you might be able to cleanse the miniature queen of the energies keeping her asleep, at which case the hag should show up because her power would be interrupted, possibly. But that's all theoretical.
Yeah, there's lots of maybes and ifs and possibles in that. Let's avoid that.
It's possible.
Could we do something other than kill the girl, or is she, now that the hag has her in a sense, will she never return?
I'm not entirely sure about that. I didn't really spend all that much time with the hag.
Yeah, can we just poison the kid for a bit?
It's worth a try.
Let's go poison a child. I mean, we stopped one attack, it set the house on fire. Yeah, let's do that. Hold on. I'm trying to. Where's my spells? Okay. Yeah, that explains I've never used it. But they have to be women. And I'm pretty sure the kid's not going to be like, yeah, sure, kill me. Oh, that I can do. I can knock her out. Let's go kill the kid.
All right, so you've got a decent game plan going, at least.
Calling it a plan is very important. I appreciate that.
I have a question.
Frogs to knock her out.
That's true.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Okay.
Where are they going to keep these prisoners before the sacrifice?
I don't know if any of you know that.
I would assume it would be somewhere nearby. Would that be like an insight or something? No, history maybe? If that's something I would know just because I'm...
No.
No, the way... Well, again,
Probably going to be an investigation check. Or possibly a persuasion check if you're talking to someone trying to figure that out.
Well...
Which will probably start next week with that.
Okay.
That way you guys can think about whether you want to try to find it yourselves or if you want to talk to people.
Yeah. It's working out a lot better for us, isn't it?
Yep. Yep.
You're like, hey, what's up? Help.
Okay. So also, you guys all get to level.
Yeah. Murder does that.
Yeah. Yeah. All of the stuff.
Wow, we should do that more often.
I think that brings you up to level 4.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know if this is negative reinforcement or positive reinforcement. It's positive reinforcement for you guys doing amazing role play and actually working on solving problems.
In character, which is...
Yep.
Except for this very specific role-playing circumstance. No that use, no application whatsoever outside of this. Just legit play possum.
Okay. Also, just as a side note, in World, you've got about 5 weeks to what's called Twins Light, when both of the moons are full.
Oh. What does that mean?
For a lot of different cultures, it's actually